One of the most luxurious presidents in the whole world is turning out to be General Kaguta Museveni. In fact, I look at the things that are being used in State House under budget and you clearly see opulence. When I was on social media, there is a video that was shown by a certain person on social media, and they counted General Kaguta Museveni's convoy, and it was not less than, I think, 60 cars. In fact, here's the tape. That is the video that was recorded by someone on social media. So the purpose of this video, I've come to show you the opulence of leaders who come from the most poorest country with a small GDP, and how they live like kings, that to an extent that even other kings from other countries fear them. But most importantly, the sedimentaries we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sura Mawagari. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So when General Museveni came to power, he didn't have that large convoy. But as time goes on, we clearly see that he has very many cars. One of the things General Museveni uses is road transport. I think in terms of security, it is more secure than air transport. Air transport can be easily targeted. So he normally uses the road transport. It is the truth. Yet in other countries, presidents use air transport. But General Kaguta Museveni, even if he's going to Gulu, he normally uses the road transport. But it may not have a problem, but the number of cars. Recently, Honorable Sam Uganda once came out in Parliament and he said that State House alone has more number of cars than the ambulances in the country. So you clearly see the priority. The priority is keeping someone in good life and secure life than keeping the entire Uganda safe. When you see that video when cars were being counted, the video wasn't caught by me. I found it on social media and I said, maybe let me first talk about it. Do you know that the State House budget is almost $1 trillion? State House budget. General Museveni uses 3.5 billion daily. Yet our GDP is one of the smallest in the world. Okay. In fact, the GDP of New York is, I think, 10 times or 100 times more than Uganda. Yet even the administration of the Ugandan government is so high. You just look at the executive. What is the purpose of having almost 37 ministers without even their assistants? What is the purpose? Okay? Yet we are a poor country. So seeing that convoy, it is so ironical. In fact, there is a day, Sam Uganda came out and said this. Here's the tape.
So that amount of money collected from the population is what is supposed to come back and change your lives. Unfortunately, 80-year-old Museveni is using this money to throw parties one after another. You saw him at 79, that he was staging a wedding with 76-year-old wife, Janet Carter. Because for them, they think this country is now so rich to afford that sort of life. You have a duty as a coach has when he's selecting a team to go and play football, to choose the best people. decisions affecting your lives are taken by the executive and members of parliament. If you choose fake MPs who are like fans in a football match, their duty in parliament will be to applaud and cheer those of us who are making a contribution. President wa faine motoka lukaga mu nkaga ya ina record yesinga kubera president munsi yona ne motoka nyingi bwova ku motoka noda makagi olwaleero president aina abakozi abakola mu makagi wenda kyenda mu mukaga mwaba abakozi ainako waitress bebalinda abanajja okukyalaawo okubayingiza balabo mukulu 59 ayinawo room attendant abaala obuliri awo n'okutereza 14 ayina private secretary abawandiisa ab'omukyama 40 ayina political mobilizer abamuyambako okugenda okusagula obululu 23 ayina abooza engoye n'eddobi 9 housekeeper abakitenka abayambako enju okulaba nga eteredde bulungi bali badde ba room tebano bebeera mu sitting room 29 ayina n'abalimi gadena 8 badriver 29 ayina abafumbi 35 ne bakilina abasaawasawa ku compound 5 ne bachefu mubamanyi abeera mu hoteli abafumba ne bana abafumbi b'emagambye abafumbira president obuseera alo ayina 12 kakati bw'ogatagata ebintu ebyo munanga bamanyi Uganda bweri olwaleero saawa zino World Bank bwe yatuggyeko sente president n'agamba nti agenda kusala ku misaala gy'abakozi ba government. Motion yange gyendeta mu parliament egamba nti nga tunabagenda kusala ku misaala gy'abakozi ba government tusooke ng'eggwanga tulwanyise okudiibuuda kwonna nga kutandikira amaka ga president ne mu ofiisi ye.
That is Honorable Sam Jungand. So you clearly see that the opulence and the extravagance in the country is one of the reasons as to why this government is going to fail. One of the reasons most dictators fail that they become comfortable. You rule over people for a long period of time, for example 40 years, and you start not being sensitive to their pain. You start taking things for granted. You don't fire people who make mistakes. Case in example, the executive director of the Uganda airline. Those many mistakes being made in back to back, you don't chase them. Corruption in the government is much. And as time goes by, those issues act as a catalyst for your government to fall. By the time General MUSEVENI will wake up, NRM government will be done. And remember, right now he's 82 years. He may not have the tenacity and the thinking capacity that like he used to have. Okay? And now the government is in free hold. Anytime he's going to fall. Of course, any president must have a convoy, but not at that magnitude. That is opulence. What is the purpose of having almost 60 cars? What is the purpose? Tell me. 60 cars, not 10, 20, 30, 40, more than 60. I'm not the one who caught the video. I just found it on social media. What is that purpose? In a country that has a small GDP, I think we must relook and press a reset button for a country. A person who was a revolutionary, who once even bought furniture in Zambia, he no longer does that. I cry for my beloved country. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Mr. Makindi. Kamye Sulaiman Mawagali. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.